What is up, y'all, and welcome to my podcast. I have changed the name of it. It is now called the CTRL+ALT+ME podcast, and I got suggested this name by somebody that was on my live stream. He's a subscriber, and he suggested that I change the name to be the acronym CALM. And when you look at my podcast now, it says the Calm Podcast. So yeah, and actually, I want people to feel calm. I want them to feel, I don't know the other words, when they watch my podcast. So it works out well. So the name of the podcast now is the CTRL+ALT+ME podcast. Yes, and today, let's get into some things. I wanted to dig into, what does it mean to truly love yourself? What does that look like? What does it feel like? I have not gotten there, because I feel like to fully love yourself, you have to like the way that you look, or love the way that you look on the outside, and also love the way that you feel on the inside. I have not gotten those two things to intertwine. So I would like for y'all to ponder on that. What does it take, and what does it mean to love yourself? All right. And this next thing here, I have you ever taken a moment to stop and take a pause and stop and just look around and see, I guess, smell the roses or touch the grass, like get a chance to say that you're proud of the person that you are today. And on the flip side, when either that, you take the pause and then you see that maybe you aren't where you want to be, but you can assess things and then make a change. And I'm getting nervous to talk. Why do I get nervous to talk to the camera every time for this podcast? I don't know. But let me get back on track. So, taking a pause and looking at your life, like that's what this is what I advise myself to do. Like every time I'm talking to you guys, but it's like I'm talking to you guys, then to myself. It's like a twofold thing, like, because I want to really, with my pause and look at myself, I want to really like take my podcast very seriously. I foresee having guests on the podcast. I foresee just upward mobility with the podcast. And like, right now, the total views is like at 2,000 altogether. I want to get that up to 10,000, 20,000. I want to find different homes for the podcast. Like, so that's my internalization that I'm taking. Like when I'm taking this pause, like I need to think bigger. I have been thinking too small of myself. Like I really enjoy this, and I express to y'all, like I get nervous when I get in front of this camera and talk. I get nervous. And I keep those moments inside the podcast to show, like, this is really who I am. This is me. And I want to encompass the CTRL+ALT+ME portion of my podcast. Like, I'm getting there. Getting to the love me portion. I love that my live stream viewer or subscriber suggested that, because that's really what all this work that I'm doing is getting down to loving myself. Because I can think back to like every situation that I've been in, bad situation, it boils down to I didn't love myself, I didn't have confidence, I didn't feel great about myself, and then I ended up in those situations every single time. So now, which is just awesome, I feel like I'm vibrating a little bit higher, like my vibe, my aura, everything, and I like am attracting even like men that actually want to talk to me and get to know me. I'm attracting that now. Before, when I was vibrating low, and I was vibrating no confidence, no anything in myself, and I was attracting men that did not like me for real, and and attracting situations that were the result of me not being confident and loving myself, not sticking up for myself, not being my biggest cheerleader. That's my main thing. I want to get to the point where I am my biggest cheerleader, and get to the point where if somebody calls me ugly or somebody calls me big, fat, whatever, it doesn't matter because I love me. You know what I'm saying? I love me. And I want to get into another topic today. Okay, so today's episode is going to be like some updates about me. I had an epiphany, or I don't know, maybe it's epiphany, that I want to get back into a meal prep business, or I had a meal prep business back in like 2020. I had one, and I had like a few. See, it all falls back into line. Me never fully loving myself, or liking, caring for myself, any of those things. I've never had that. And other people's like, oh, you are great, you are awesome, you are this or that. I never believed that. So yeah, even when I got to the point where the meal prep business was doing successful, I took myself out of it, and I was like, maybe this is the cap of where it's going to be. Let me just quit, and I quit. I know. But the meal prep business was doing great. I had a few clients, and it was just enough. And I was working a 9-to-5 and doing the meal prep business, and I wish I could go back and just keep doing the meal prep business. It would have been over the course of 5 years, I would have probably made $300K, $500K by now. In my mind, I would have. And now I'm thinking, like, how can I get back to that? How can I get back to, I don't want to go exactly back to where I was, like, the mentality, but I had the work ethic and I had the drive to do it. What took me out of it, like I said, was my mentality. Like, and sometimes I say, like, out loud, like, I don't wish my brain on anyone, because, like, I've been able to achieve anything that I wanted to achieve, except for, like, well, no, I was going to say something negative. I was like, except for weight loss, maybe, because I've lost like 65 pounds, but I haven't been able to achieve the ideal body that I want to have, too. So, but that's neither here nor there. But as I was saying, I have been able to achieve everything that I wanted to achieve in my life, but there's always been some negative something in my brain to tell me once I achieve it to give up or quit. And it's terrible. But I'm gonna get back to the meal prepping. I'm gonna use TikTok as my main source, getting out to the people. I gotta find people where I'm living right now. Yeah, I'm gonna get on that. So, and with that, I'm trying to create a 30-day like content plan for the meal prep business, or for my meal prep TikTok. I'm posting more to my own TikTok right now to get traction to it. And yeah, and I gotta get to the point where too, because sometimes I have been posting my food, and before I would get likes on it and comments and stuff, but more recently I'm not getting any likes, just views. But I gotta remember, that's just the ebbs and flows of things, and don't internalize that. And I gotta remember, if I made the food with love and care, and I enjoyed making it, and it's beautiful in my eyes, it's likable in my eyes, then that's all that matters. But eventually, I gotta see what the disconnect is, eventually. But right now, that's how it was with like doing YouTube too. Like, I wasn't getting any likes, I wasn't getting any views either. It would be no views. But your girl kept going, and now I'm getting like 1 or 2 likes, maybe 1 or 2 comments. Hey, I'll take it. That I gotta think of, like, they keep showing like this, like a concert hall with just 25 people in it, but it's one of you and 25 of them watching you. That's a lot. And then it'll be like one of you with 50 people watching. That's kind of where my content is. With 100 people watching, with 200, 300. And you'll see that them versus you is a whole lot more. So you got to be grateful for that. I'm grateful. I am so grateful. Do I want my viewership and my engagement and everything to go up? Yes, I do. But it's going to come. Like my favorite content creator said, she's like, that stuff is going to come. But you have to put out content that you genuinely feel confident and love. They gotta see that. They gotta see your consistency. See that you care about it. Show the behind the scenes. Show all of that. And I'm going to, pretty much. And this next topic, I want to give myself a pat on the back for this. I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Woo! Yes, I don't know if I had like a timeline for it. I wanted to hit it on my birthday, which was August 12th. So I ended up hitting it on maybe September 1st or August 31st, one of the two. So, yeah, proud about that. I was trying to psych myself out about getting the 1,000 subscribers. I was like, okay, I hit this, but now I got to hit the next thing. But sometimes I could just bask and be proud of myself in that moment. I got to get to that. Bask and be proud of myself in that moment. Like, you hit the 1,000. They were saying there's so many people that don't hit the 1,000 club. Like they start their journey and it gets hard, it gets tough. It feels like it's a ghost town. When you first start your YouTube journey, it's like a ghost town. And then some way, somehow, people find where your town. And they start living there or they start visiting the stores in your town. And then it starts becoming populous. And then it starts prospering, you know? That's how I describe growing your YouTube. It starts off as a ghost town, then people migrate there, they start living there, and then now it's flourishing. I've gotten to, well, let me say this. I do feel like it is flourishing, but not how I want it to. But I'm going to get it there. I feel my personality is showing out more. I was hiding it at first. I was nervous, y'all. I was hiding it. I was nervous. But it's coming out, and I watched my most recent video. I was speaking more confidently, feeling good, and yeah. So I don't have a cap on the amount of subscribers that I want. However many is going to come to me is however many. It could be whatever number. The numbers is infinite with the subscribers. I'll invite whoever would like to subscribe to my little family here to come on in and stay for a while. Oh, my next topic here, it's about like segue into this. What is holding me back? What is holding me back? Like I spoke about earlier, my mind, really, because we all start out, I keep on having this analogy, we all start off as babies. And we are clean slates as babies. And as you grow up, we make mistakes. We have problems, we have issues, right? And we have failures. A lot of them, for me personally, a lot of failures. A lot of failed relationships, failed jobs, failed everything. Failed attempts at businesses, things like that. But the difference between me and successful people that I see in my field that I want to be in, which is meal prep or content creation, podcasting, is they're able to fail, and maybe behind the scenes they'll do the crying, they'll do the taking the breaks, thinking of quitting, maybe have quit before, but the difference between them and me is they got back up and they started again and again and again until finally things started clicking, and they started realizing like this is not going to be a straight and narrow path. It's not going to be quick and easy. Or for some people it is. And I used to be envious of people who could just quickly start their content creation, quickly start anything, and it skyrocket. But that's not a good way to live. You have to focus on your journey. Yes, you can be inspired by other people, of course, but you got to focus on your journey. There's going to be a lot of hiccups in this main thing here. Comparison is the thief of joy. That's what I have been doing, like with a lot of things. When I see like fitness or a woman with my ideal body type, I'm like, dang. But I don't know what she did to get her body like that, or how long it took, how many nights she had to step away from the food or exercise a little bit harder. Like, she's putting that work in. I could be inspired by that, you know? So all in all, what's holding me back is my mind telling me to give up and stop. But that's no longer. That is out of the window. And okay, I'm gonna stop here with this last topic. So I have a new podcast recording space. Here it is. I'm not showing you the whole room, but this right here, it's at my local library. They have this camera that I'm using here. It is very nice. Yeah, so I'll probably come here. So I can come here like 8 times out of the month. So yeah, and idealistically, I want to do 1 or 2 episodes a week, or maybe 1 a week. So I have endless opportunities to come here and film, and I'm proud about that. So yeah, and this camera here, it has like a built-in microphone, which is awesome. I'm still projecting my voice because I still want to be heard. But other than that, yeah. Oh, okay. I'll stop after this, or I don't know. But my main thing that I've been getting back into is my fitness, y'all. So for September 1st through the 3rd, I ran a mile each day, ran and walked. I have not gotten to the point where I could just straight run, but like I said, with the mind thing, I believe that eventually I will be able to run a straight mile. And then yesterday, the 4th, I took a break day because sometimes I listen to my body sometimes, like took a break day. But today, altogether, I did 2 miles. So it with the running and walking, and it wasn't that bad. It's just I wanna like start researching like track runners or cross country runners and seeing how were they able to get past the feeling of your chest feeling like it's closing in, you know? Yeah, I gotta figure that out and see how they did that. But I'm gonna end the podcast here. This was just a quick update podcast. Next week, I want to get into, I've been wanting to talk about this topic, really wanted to. I'm going to really deep dive into it, I promise. If AI, if you can use it too much, and if it is transforming people's brains to want to be like, whenever I type in, it could just give me a quick answer, and I'll just take that. Like, and not using your own brain first. Like, sometimes you can ask yourself questions and try to figure it out first, and then use a chat GPT or AI or something like that. But and I'm like talking about myself too, like I stopped like formulating things, like formulating like scripts for things. I'm like, wait, use your own brain first and then see. So I'm gonna deep dive in that. I found articles on it. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna have detailed questions and answers and stuff for it. And that may be a new pathway for the podcast, me deep diving into certain topics. But yeah, thank y'all for watching the CTRL+ALT+ME podcast.